Good evening, everyone. I'm Neha, Ambassador of Change for GETI, that is Global Education and Training Institute, founded and conceptualized by Dr. Sunita Gandhi, with the vision of disrupting education as we know it. We also organize pre service and in service training for teachers so that they can actually, and in the real sense, spearhead this disruptive education movement. And alongside, under the same umbrella, we organize detox where we invite policymakers, educators, researchers from around the world to discuss various best practices with us. And today, this evening, I am very honored and humbled to have with us the ever dynamic Dr. Akash Midha, who is the Senior Assistant Professor for LM College of Science and Technology based in Jodhpur. Sir is also a very prolific writer and poet, and my discussion with him backstage revealed a lot about his interests and enthusiasm and vast experience that he carries with himself, which today he will condense in a very insightful topic that is total quality management in education. A very warm and hearty welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good evening.
Before, yes, please, sir, please, sir, please.
Good evening, Neha ma'am. And I'm thankful to GETI, Global Education and Training Institute, for giving me this opportunity to share my overall experience on education in form of total quality management in higher education, as I'm associated with institution that is providing higher education in different streams, and I'm proud that I belong to this particular prestigious institution, that is LM College of Science and Technology, Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Sir, would you like to introduce the topic in a gist and alongside also take the audience through this very wonderful presentation you've made? I am just adding it to the screen and giving you the stage now. This presentation is on the screen, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. So talking about this today's topic, that is total quality management, that is utmost important. If we are talking about quality, this quality means everything whatever we are using as per product. If we are talking about mobile phone or different kind of anything, any tangible asset, if we are talking about, or in any intangible, I will come on intangible asset, that is service sector. We are using different kind of products. And if we are talking about marketing of, I will start with that management philosophy. If we are talking about marketing of things, so things are product, services and idea. We are always concerned about quality of different kind of product in form of tangible or intangible form, like we are talking about any kind of durable items or any kind of medicaments. If we are like I'm with profession of pharmacy, so we are talking about pharmaceuticals, where we are talking about quality of particular formulation like tablet and capsules. Whenever you start your journey, so you are taking a tablet which is maybe you can consider it as a tangible asset in that physical form, but otherwise whatever relief it is providing you, that is not tangible, this is intangible. Your pain will relieve by this taking that particular tablet or medicament. So this journey of medicament started, like pharmaceutical is also in an industry. So this journey of medicament started with this different kind of parameters. Like if we start from raw material, like you are taking certain medicine, paracetamol, say, for your healing of fever or different body ache and different purposes. Like this paracetamol powder as a raw material started with different quality parameters. I will check this quality of that particular product when it is coming to my factory as paracetamol powder. I will check by taking random samples of that particular product. And further, I assure that afterwards, quality assurance, I'm coming to the topic exactly. Quality control parameters at every aspect of manufacturing. In manufacturing unit, we will do that. We will check different parameters, standard operating procedures, and we will do the different kind of evaluation parameter on the particular doses form. If we are talking about pharmaceutical industry, in any industry, if we talk about like computer, laptops manufacturing and all that, every assembled product having different parts, but these all different devices are checked, evaluated by different validation processes. Likewise, if we are talking about service sector, if it is hotel industry, hospital industry, uh, tourism industry, or any type of industry, and utmost important from where I belong, that is our this education industry, service sector. TQM is in higher education. Overall scenario of education I will discuss. But if we are talking about TQM, that is total quality management, that is quality assurance, how we can say this particular product is overall quality assured product. So different kind of new techniques like Six Sigma and statistical techniques are used everywhere in every industry. Likewise, there are certain contradictions every time arises that this service sector education, can we do that total quality management in higher education, whether it is possible? Yes, it is possible. There is a strategy. Like in industry, it was started 1990s, and afterwards this process not only concerned about certain industries. This particular TQM process, or you can say quality management technique, is applicable to different industry. Right now we are talking about total quality management in higher education. So I move ahead regarding this. Today's agenda of my presentation would be education, meaning of quality in higher education, and TQM in higher education stakeholders. We will talk upon that in detail. Framework for teaching, model of pedagogy, contemporary challenges, quality management of higher education. What would be the strategic plan? What should be the plan? This overall things will be discussed in this particular presentation. Further, I move. If we are talking about education, all national endeavor is depend on this overall education system of a particular country. We are fortunate that is in recently we did this amendments in education policy. New education policy is coming. Different kind of amendments and different kind of drafts are prepared for new education policy. But further, I would like to say the role of education is not only making that job seekers, job, you can say creators, people should be developed by the nation. What is actually the, if you see that history, Mahatma Gandhi, anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi is today. We just remember him on his particular contribution. He said and did various things about, you can say, upliftment of industries. Also talked about various time about education also. So his philosophy, that is Bunyadi Shiksha. If we go in literature, he talked about on Bunyadi Shiksha. That is, if we are making the human beings like robots, we are creating that job seekers and all type of things that they are worried about. I will get that particular job after getting this education. This worry is okay. We all are worried about our day-to-day routine. We will earn that much that we can do that particular things, that we can achieve little bit, but this achievement or expectations are rising day by day. So these achievements or expectations, I am not saying that people should not dream and they should not uh, uh, go for expectations and all that, but we are just going through a physical level, or you can say that aura we are going, that is where the instrumental life is going on, physical life is going on. The emotional aspect, we are talking about various time emotional intelligence, but the thing is emotional quotient is going very less. As we are talking about in pandemic period, we are always blaming that in 2 3 years that online platform came, and because of that different kind of things happened, and it is also setback for mental health. People are suffering from different kind of disease where the psychological pressures, and we are blaming that online platform. But my dear friends, this is not the reality. The you can also experience, or you have experienced earlier as a teacher, maybe from all of you, certain teachers may be there who experienced that if you are taking an online class and the student of graduation first year or second year or maybe third year, he is sharing certain abusive lines in between the class if the controls are open, like chat box is open or different kind of other options are open, and they are uttering certain things which are not that much allowable or advisable. So what it shows, you are blaming that online platform pandemic period, but these things, that online platform and different tools and techniques, ICTs, already available, we are using from last 2 or 3 years, but these things already available in our overall scenario, Zoom and overall platforms, whatever you see, these already available. But the problem was that we were not using earlier. Nowadays our need is there, our necessity is there, that's why we are using these kind of platforms. So education, what does it mean? That is, people may think that it is, overall scenario is like this. We are thinking about to make that job seekers, students thinking that after that I will grab a good job and I will go certain ladder in my life, and overall things like this. But overall, if you go in literature, overall scenario in past, different our ideological leaders, they told that overall, that is, motive of good citizens should be developed, good persons should be created, sensible people should be there who are actually uplifting themselves also and doing certain things for nation development, overall nation endeavor. We are talking about education, but we are not sensible, not having that much emotional intelligence in that sense. If we are doing something for our society surrounding, maybe it is, if you are doing certain for surroundings and ultimately you are doing for your nation. So instrument of change, always considered education is a backbone for that particular change management. But in realities, sorry to say, these things are actually working. We have to think upon that. So if I talk about quality, so quality is totality of feature characteristic of product or services that bear its ability to satisfy need, given needs. Now this given needs again change. I earlier told that is in management you have also heard about that needs. Firstly, if Maslow's hierarchy needs, you well aware about that. So firstly the general needs, hunger, thirst, and overall things like roti kapda makan, we are talking about clothes and different physiological needs for well-being. So these are the different things which required for a person. Further the level increasing, and afterwards they are coming to desire and then aspiring something for that, complete that, fulfilling that particular desires. So value to the customer is overall quality parameter. Value to customer in design, maybe in particular if we are talking about tangible product, and different kind of its facilities provided by the producer to the customer in after sale service and all that, also available with this package and different kind of products. This is a general philosophy about any industry. Quality assurance, that is adequate confidence that is given by the product or service that satisfy. So that is by doing different kind of quality control test, yet means different kind of evaluation parameter were carried out by the manufacturer. Here the manufacturers are the institutions, higher education institutions. Not only that, higher education institutions, that buildings are not working, buildings will not do anything. The people in that particular institutions, like teachers, the trainers, mentors, these will work. And ultimately, without teamwork, if we are talking about quality circles in industry are there, you know very well, in HR departments or different kind of departments of different companies or factories, industries, everywhere the quality circles are there. Likewise, quality circles are required in our education system. Who can do the quality control checks, parameters apply by them, and also they provide quality assurance. How they will implement, they are using that TQM process. So I will go upon that also. Next, I'm coming to quality education, that is ultimately giving us, providing us potential, that is for individuals as member of society. So earlier I also said that is for a member of society. If you are cutting yourself, you are in a good company, in a corporate company, you are earning 2 lakhs per month, and you are doing wonders in life, but you are not connected with your society. Not only society, first of all, you are not connected with your cousins and all. So you are good enough that you are not connected with anyone, and you are earning so much of money, and uh, overall you had a different kind of experiences, you know, your education profile, you also learned Java, Linux, and whatever you talking about, different new technologies you learned in your overall tenure of education. But you haven't aware about that life skills, what actually right now at most important, if we are talking about this scenario after, when after COVID effect, if we are talk about. So you will see in afterward scenario, your this overall whatever you grab in money, material, and different physical aspects you grab, they will not work. Your networking will actually work. If by education you did that networking, your connections, and your quality education means involving your critical thinking and learning to work with others. And also, if you work in teams, maybe you are good enough to crack a particular software, to crack a particular formulation alone. But ultimately, if you want to market this formulation in a company, if I'm talking about, or you want to launch a particular software, you want to these kind of things, you ultimately require, that is your networking. I can say quality circles, you are working in team, different kind of aspects you can see about that. Then only you can talk about quality of any education system. Like in next slide, in ancient times, 1994, I will say it will be considered as ancient times. So according to scientist Bennett, that is education production of qualified manpower, higher education as training for research career, higher education that is efficient management of teaching profession. These overall things you can go through this particular slide. But ultimate aim is, that is person should be a multi-dimensional. That is, if I am a teacher, I am just stopping myself towards teaching a particular curriculum. If I am doing this, so sorry to say, in recent scenario, this is not required. If I am doing preparing a lecture and going towards a student on the dais using this blackboard, writing certain equations or formulation design, or explaining them little bit about that, this is not required in this particular juncture if I'm talking about quality in higher education. If I see overall things, what I experienced in recent days, recently, I saw that different kind of job advertisements. on this different kind of newspapers and online portals related to education field. What I found that like assistant professor or assistant manager, student success, student administration, these kind of jobs are coming. These kind of jobs earlier also in US and UK, but in India good universities are coming with these kind of jobs. Why they are coming? If I talk about little about brief profile of job description of that particular job, like student success assistant manager or assistant professor, this kind of job is there in education profile. What they are doing, that they are doing continuous assessment. These kind of people, like if somebody is appointed as assistant professor student success in a particular university, what they are doing, they are doing that is your curriculum designed curriculum assessment with students interaction. They will go and any time point of time they will interact with students. They are making different kind of group, small groups of students. They are doing certain, you can say, we have already learned in our management classes that laboratory experiment also carried out in human resources, like certain group of students will called by this particular person who will work as mentor, and this particular mentor will come with certain feedbacks regarding student ambitions, what they want to go, what type of electives they want in their final semesters, what type of strategies they want for this teaching methodologies, pedagogy overall, and what type of life skills they have, and what type of art they have in themselves. These overall things, because art and different kind of skill sets, that is knowledge, skills and attitude and aptitude, that kind of things will be evaluated or taken by this particular person, that is maybe assistant manager or assistant professor student success. This will grab the particular thing, and this person will interact with the different faculty members whosoever teaching or not teaching that particular classes. So this overall teaching fraternity as a quality circle, they will work upon student one student one by one. Every student on that particular profile will be created, and every student's you can say choices, their interest about the subjects, about their future ahead. So this will be evaluated by these people, and further they will focus on individual students. So education is not only that whatever I'm teaching in class, I also have to work on particular student, like different kind of methodologies are going on in our curriculums also. In if I can talk about my curriculum in from which I belong to that particular field in our college, our institution. So different kind of courses are going on. Students are given that assignments and live projects and different kind of things, so they can interact with the teacher as a mentor, and also certain projects are given to four students in a particular group under one supervisor, that is teacher, and they interact with teacher. So by this, personal connection is also there, and their skill set, their interest in lifespan, this is also easy to understand by a mentor, by a teacher. So higher education, we all about talk about excellence, that is clear touchstone created by institutions for filling the gap. But further, if I talk about, the gap is still there. The gap is that is right now different agencies like UGC or AICTE, in 2018 quality mandate of UGC came into existence. So they touched upon various topics. Whatever we are right now, we have seen foreign universities. Nowadays, we are fortunate that we are doing certain things on that. Further, I will say, but reality is not like this. In certain institutions, we've found that. I will not comment on that, but we are lacking behind in comparison to other countries, even small countries, but we are working. This is fortunate. This is good. that we are doing certain things as per quality transformation, that is metamorphosis going right now, and desired outcome we will in future we will get whatever we are designing. Quality mandate, that is by UGC came into existence in 2018. So they said that different kind of aspects curriculum designing to be amended every few years, like 3 years, 2 years. We have to, or even like we are autonomous institution, if I talk about my institution, where there is a freedom to update by taking permission of certain committee members, like inviting certain uh, higher professionals, like higher position teachers, professor from outside universities. You can make a panel board, and you can go through the with the teacher of particular concern subject and the different kind of advisories or experts you can call, and you can talk about that particular curriculum which should be, and also you can call the industry people so that they can talk upon that particular curriculum which is designed earlier years, and we can work together. Also invite industry people, this is utmost required, so that they can give their inputs about curriculum is related to industry or not, because ultimately student has to go one has to go in different industry setups, or somebody right now the time is startups, so some students wants to start their setups. Although you can organize a conference, or you can go for a workshops for startup students also, if somebody wants to go for startups in future as a student, he is there and they want to start their startup. So these kind of things can also be incorporated. So I will go through the dimensions of this quality education. If we are talking about, there are certain dimensions and their characteristics are there. You can see the screen. I will elaborate. That is, tangible things are there: sufficient equipment, facilities, whatever infrastructure we facilities, support services, and different kind of recreational activities, sport facilities. These overall provided by the this particular institution infrastructure facilities. Competence, if we are talking about theoretical and practical knowledge, qualification, teaching experience, and communication. So whatever important thing is, like earlier in backstage we had a talk, uh, Dr. Neha Yadav and I, that is regarding, that is competence we are talking about. Communication, train the trainer, means teachers also have to go through that training modules. Like in UGC, different kind of programs are launched earlier: 2 weeks programs, 3 weeks programs, refresher courses. So they are also going overall in India. They are going overall, and it is right now at most required and also mandatory. That is, you have to go through different kind of training modules as a teacher, so that you can go through different kind of aspects, like you want to sharp your communication skills, you want to sharp your that edge, that the students can involve themselves with you as a mentor, as a teacher, or a well-wisher. That gap should not be there between or among the students and teacher. So this is overall this refresher courses and overall things works. Attitude, that is understanding students, willing to help them, ability for guidance, like I told about that projects and one-to-one sessions with three students under one teacher. This kind of things we are already doing in our institution. Personal attention should be given. And content, that is relevance of curriculum to the future jobs, that is electives we are doing. Overall scenario is change in syllabus curriculums. And flexibility of knowledge, like in I think in education policy it is said that the different kind of life skills or different kind of skill sets related to art and other things, like somebody wants to go in photography, they want to make that career in photography, so they can go for that kind of skills in final year. They can the institution can arrange the trainers and different expertise for them. So this is that kind of facility that is to be provided by institutions. Content delivery, that is effective presentation, sequencing, consistency, fairness, examination feedback from students. So if we see right now the curriculums, what we are doing, that is after few months, within 1 month we are taking one certain uh, examination, short examination. After that we are going for presentations. After that we are going for final assessment, or in between different kind of one-to-one interactions and final year projects, and in between certain industrial trainings, like these kind of live activities where the students can go towards a particular process. On this process, whatever they are going through, they should give feedback. And being a teacher, we should, if we are taking a feedback for every juncture, so it means we are doing that quality parameter check, evaluation of that particular part we are doing. And if we are coming to total quality management as such, so it means that is we are using effective use of different kind of management philosophies and materials resources of organization, that is attract the attention of although TQM was the particular technique which were used in industries in 1990s, but because having a potential, that is how to go with processes, how to make them balance, how to rectify the different kind of mistakes, so that deliverables means outcomes, whatever we are delivering to our students, if we are talking about education sector, that should be a utmost zero defect package, so that they can achieve something in their life by using that methodologies what we will adopt in our overall journey of teaching them. So this is about this if we say about TQM. So in TQM, the first phase will be we have to train the this trainers. Like trainees will be teachers. So they are trainers. Actually, they will do the training part on the students. They have to experiment, but these experiments are not like trial and error method. We have to make them aware. We have to give them facilitation that they can go for further. If we are talking about, they are also working as administrators, they are also working as uh, middle managers, like I said, assistant manager or assistant professor, student success, student assessment. These kinds of jobs are created right now. Job descriptions, first of all, it should be clear one person that what they have to do, what are their responsibilities, and also to train them that how they will deliver these kind of things to the uh, newcomers, like their students. So if I talk about quality dimension of this overall TQM quality dimension, if I talk about, so there are 9 stages are there, you can see on screen. That is identification, that is explore the TQM, that justify the requirement, the overall, is there any need of TQM in this particular overall whatever module we are making. So first you have to justify that, then decide, obtain the top management commitment towards this, and also stage 3, that is preparing. So if the management is concerned about that and they are actually ready for this particular change, that if by using TQM, so preparing that, establishing goals and all things like we do in management, different kind of planning, organizing, directing, and all different kind of things. Stage 4 will be education and training. The name of the program will be launched, and afterwards, the training modules will be governed by the different trainers for the expert people, for the trainers like teachers. Initiation, that is pilot project, will be carried out. Like in pharmaceuticals, if we are doing lab experiments, similarly, then if we are going for animal trials, then go for human trials. But their trial would be a small group, like initiate part on small group of students. That kind of strategies, formulated package will be installed, and further their feedback will be taken. And further, if it is working, provide ongoing education and training. New teams will be formulated of teachers, and they will be trained on different parts of education methodologies, education pedagogy. And next, reward success, that is recognition of that particular trainers who are doing well in that particular training program. And also, this particular program also rewarding the students whosoever, uh, not penalizing anybody but doing that kind of things. This is overall methodology. And last, continuous improvement, which is always required in quality management strategies. Like if we are talking about TQM, this is continuous improvement. If we are saying that 0.01%, so there is chance of improvement. So this continuous improvement, that is corrective action to narrow the uh, gap between the current situation and the goals. Maybe the scenario will change and you have to change your strategies, because like pandemic came, other things will came afterwards few years, so you have to change. So our stakeholders, society as whole, students, employer, and overall staff, if we say our administration, our faculty members, overall staff are indulged in this process. So now, the Aristotle told about this, that is, teaching is the highest form of understanding. That is, if you want to understand something, so teaching is the utmost highest form of understanding. Like day by day, if I talk about me, I'm teaching some equation or something, some concept or certain philosophy to students. Next year, maybe same thing, same chapter coming to in front of me, and I'm teaching that particular student. New particular, you can say, dimension of that particular topic come into my mind also, and I will give with certain new example. If this particular thing is coming to my mind in next year, this means certain understanding and increasing, and this is continuous improvement is going on, new examples are coming. So you have to go through the experiences, you have to learn from them. So different kind of strategies are there, that is focus lessons, and purposeful teaching, and collaborative and independent. This kind of strategies are available, and on different platforms different kind of modules are prepared. So three ideas regarding if we are implementing this quality management, if we are talking about, so that is, one thing is increase instructional consistency, and teach for interaction with you and the content. Not only if you are, I already told, that is, if we are delivering a content and we are only talk about content and content, and students are not connecting with us, so this means you are only focused about content, not the actual outcome. Means if I am teaching something, certain principle, philosophy, or concept, what is the use of that particular thing, aspect, concept, whatever it is, in my life, or in my future ahead, in my company, or in my factory, wherever I will go, what will be the applicability of that particular system, that particular approach. So this should be well understood, it should be well uh, established by the student's mind, that is what is the ultimate use of that particular. So teach for metacognition, that is one phase to another phase, there will be certain resistance also, we have, environment will change, and this environment will be, again, psychological parameters will work for that. That if you want to, it is not simple to change the mind of particular, and the mind setup and the environment to change that particular person, so that he can go towards the other setup. So the first idea, that is increase consistency, that is model for successful all that students, that is focus lessons, and already discussed about that. And further, already talked is so pedagogy model, if I talk about in significance, intellectual quality, and quality, these three dimensions in pedagogy model is actually working, and different kind of intellectual quality. If I talk about this parameter, so deep knowledge by the teacher, and also this deep knowledge should disseminate towards the students. It should be circulated or in among the students. So deep understanding, problematic knowledge, that after getting deep understanding and all that, students are now in that condition that they can develop their problems, and they also finding their solutions. And sometimes, if they are going in higher order thinking, they will ask you questions, that is maybe logical questions, and meta language, that is you develop certain language of your particular curriculum, that you will interact with students in your particular language, that is your technical jargon. So this overall things are the elements of intellectual quality and significance. If we are talking about before that, quality learning environment, that is explicit quality criteria, high expectations are no doubt coming to the learner also, that is student, and also to the teacher. And further, the social support, that is social setup in our organization, if we are talking about education institution. So it means the overall uh, different kind of facilities, and the psychological, you can say, motivation and all things, which is provided by your management, your infrastructure facilities, and overall, and student self regulation, which is utmost important nowadays. And students are directed towards a single goal that is aligned with your mentor goal, that is overall getting that understanding, knowledge, and background knowledge, culture knowledge. Nowadays, again, if we are going in quality mandate of UGC, if you go through that, it is written there values and ethics, which is utmost. Knowledge integration is one thing, but connectedness is one thing. That is, if I am delivering something, it should be connected, and it should be narrative. I can do certain storytelling aspect, I can go through that, so that students can understand easily. But overall, the values and ethics, if I am able to incorporate, then only I can say total quality management. Quality doesn't, again I'm saying, repeating that thing, quality is not that one student got that particular opportunity and doing, but at value system and ethics system, he is doing wrong various kind of things. At job place, he is doing very much blunders and wrong things, which are unethical practices he is doing. So, and getting success, whether it is right or wrong, it is up to you. And developing group culture for learning, small groups, I already cross pollinate and level of engagement, overall things are there, just already talked about that. And as per management student also, I will say framework for teaching components of professional practice, that is domain one, planning and preparation, demonstrating knowledge of content and pedagogy. And for that, you know that if we are going for that at initial level, if I want to grab a job, I have to go for demonstrations and setting that instructional outcomes, demonstrating knowledge of resources, this overall things. And domain two, that is, if we are talking about domain two, that is classroom teaching, creating an environment. First of all, if you are going in classroom and you have that repo, that environment, that students wants to listen you, they are waiting for you, if that kind of culture is developed, so the classroom management is utmost important. If we are teaching or learning things, we are discussing about the student behavior, which is utmost important. Again, I'm saying, focusing on that, that nowadays that behavior parameter is changing. So that's why this particular problem is going on. Professional responsibility, that is reflecting on teaching, communicating with families, like teacher parent interactions are also there, participating in professional community. Like I already said, that is, as a teacher, my work is not like that, or universities and different kind of management of this institutions nowadays, all are saying that multi-dimensional teachers are required, where they can nurture the institution also by doing different kind of creative activities which are beneficial for the image of institution, and also the beneficial for the environment, means the society, and also for creativity of students. So whosoever is coming to the stage and showing their talents, different kind of activities, arranging certain lectures regarding life skills or regarding to particular topic which is subject specific or related to industry where they will go. So these kind of things, if you are creating that culture, so actually you are actually bridging that gap regarding industry and academia, and also life skills you are developing, so that you will be a particular, say, a member of that quality circle that is working in TQM, total quality management. By, I mean to say, by these kind of activities, if we are focusing on, then only we are talking about TQM, that is total quality management. Different kind of damnings also given that particular advert damning, given that particular module for that. But otherwise we have to develop our own modules according to our setups, so that we can give best in a quality product as a education facilitator to the community, to the students. Activity and assignments already discussed, and certain contemporary challenge are there, that is internalization of higher educational institutes, like foreign universities are coming to our uh, India. Different kind of groups are coming, so they are giving this challenge by setting up this kind of quality parameters. By infrastructure facilities are there, but not depending on that. I'm talking about a different kind of quantitative growth of different teaching institutions, quality assurance, accountability, curriculum designing, examination reforms, this type of things if you are doing, then only that things will work on. And quality management of higher education, if we are going for strategic plan, so internalization, that is international standards, ISO, if we are talking about, or foreign collaborations, Indian universities are doing that, different kind of collaborations. This is good for this is not bad, I will say, because if you collaborating means certain knowledge pool you are imbibing in your institutions, so this is collaborations are good. Even multi means diversified, you can say trainings, multi diversified, uh, you can say research is conducted, so this will ultimately fruitful. And enhancing the quality of higher education through innovation, promoting creative approach, and encouraging open learning, distance education, that is right now the feature. Quality management of higher education, again, if we are talking about, so this is in higher education induction programs I already talked about, and outcome based curriculum framework, again UGC, this in their that particular reform they said, and ICT based right now, if you see that government increasing this, encouraging that particular phase, that is ICT based, technology based lectures and life skills, and these kind of things to be inculcated in students. And we can do different kind of, I'm not going in technical aspects, formats and all that, which are used for total quality management tool works for that in an institution. Faculty development and quality research parameters, maybe some people are going towards foreign university, and some foreign university people coming to our India for different kind of research trainings and all things. So ultimately I will say that sensibility and the prolonged mind and character, that is utmost required in students, and also as well as teachers, that mentors, if they have character, mindset, and the sensible behavior, emotional quotient, uh, not only emotional quotient, we are talking about emotional intelligence, also artificial intelligence we are talking about. But not only that, artificial intelligence will work, robotics will not work. You have to work, means we have to work together. And it is said by teacher Swami Vivekanand, that is, we are responsible what we actually doing, whatever we wish ourselves, we have the power that we can do the changes if certainly follow that particular thing, if we TQM. And also certain teachings, uh, preaching and practice may be different, we see realities are there, but if we implement these kind of things, we can do wonders. And we no doubt in recent scenario I see that we are doing certain good step we have taken as per government. If we say as per the different universities, like I belong to an institution that is NAC A grade accredited. NAC also come into this picture when the accreditation government promotes that accreditation should be taken. NIRF rankings are there. So these all benchmarks which decide your quality parameters. We also proud that we are NAC accredited this institution where we follow that overall NAC philosophy, that you have to go assignments and overall things which can enhance the skills and mindset and the different kind of aspects of student learning phase. So this particular thing I experienced in my institution, so I also thankful to the institution also, they are giving me this opportunity. And also uh, thankful to the GETI for giving me this wonderful opportunity to discuss this overall things. So and lastly, Nehaji, with your permission, last line I would in poetry sense I will say,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
सो
Please go on.
अच्छी अच्छी तालीम से मजबूत बुनियाद बनाते हैं, अच्छी तालीम से मजबूत बुनियाद बनाते हैं। कामयाब तो और भी होते होंगे पढ़ने वाले, कामयाब तो होते और भी होते होंगे पढ़ने वाले, मगर यहाँ सबसे पहले आदमी को इंसान बनाते हैं। ज़्यादा कहने की आदत नहीं हमारी, ज़्यादा कहने की आदत नहीं हमारी, खामोशी से बस अपना काम करते जाते हैं, खामोशी से बस अपना काम करते जाते हैं। शुक्रिया।
That's very beautiful and very endearing, sir. Thank you so much for bringing in your literature side over here as well in a
थैंक
very technical topic. Thank you so much. We have a lot of comments which are praising your presentation. People are praising the style of your presentation. They say that it's very neat. So congratulations, sir, that you've actually struck a chord with the heart in the hearts of the audience. And overall, thank you so much for such an exhaustive and very informative and factful presentation, I would say. And just to conclude, I think you mentioned the role of a teacher in total quality management. And since we're also a training institute, we always put in a good word of advice for our teachers as well. So could you, in just a few lines, once again reiterate, the importance of teachers, or what is the role of teachers in total quality management? Addressing specifically just the teachers, just once again.
in total quality management, if we say, so curriculum designing and all
Absolutely.
designed by certain experts and all people whosoever in big chairs, you can say sometimes they will also do certain small mistakes, we found that. And being a
Absolutely.
teacher, whenever that experts coming from the industry and from other institutions, they also felt same, and we discussed together. And as a teacher, I found certain mistake, small mistake in particular, maybe a small mistake, but it is not appropriate for that industry purpose in future. So as a teacher, I have also, I'm involved, I should involve myself at that juncture. And somebody is coming from the other industry or from the institution, if they are giving something to me, that is, if you are teaching this, you should also touch upon this topic. So this is that learning phase I should also carry in myself. I should also encourage myself inside. I should motivate myself that I should learn something from others. Maybe he is a student. Sometimes certain different dimension given by students. Sir, we can see this answer like this also. So
Hmm.
this particular part should be in a good teacher. And
Absolutely.
if you in board, sometimes if you're doing mathematics and certain mistake is carried out by you in fast process, so if student point out, being saying that you are behaving like smarter and all that, uttering that words to that student, Before that, you should admit that I did a mistake, sorry for that, and
Absolutely.
cope up with that particular situation. And also being friendly. If you have good in your this subject, and you have good in communication, good in respect, so students will definitely respect you. They will come with you at that with boundaries. They will maintain that boundaries, and they will with you always. This is my thinking as a teacher.
Absolutely. Your thinking is right, sir. I think because you've humanized the role of a teacher. And I think teachers should, be stress free in the sense that they should accept where something is going wrong and, also act just like humans and not as, people who cannot make
Not.
mistakes. Everyone
Yeah.
makes mistakes. Absolutely. Yep. Thank you so much for taking that question, sir. I think it was very important for teachers to take away something from this wonderful and insightful topic. And once again, thank you so much for joining us and blessing us with your humble presence over here and taking us through so many facts and figures and also ending your presentation on a very beautiful and poetic note. Thank you so much for once again for joining us this evening. And I hope and I wish you all the very best and hope to see you around once again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.